Good morning, everyone. This is Gav from the New York City Department of Education, Career and Technical Education Office. And I have with us our wonderful partners from the Metropolitan Transit Authority. And I was saying earlier before this meeting officially began that when it comes to other career days and other Zoom meetings, it's a struggle to recruit staff members and recruit students. But anytime I mention Antonio Brown, and anytime I mention some of the opportunities that are available from MTA, I'm telling you, there's just not room enough to be able to just gather everybody, because it doesn't even take me reminding anybody. I just mentioned the name just one time, Tony Brown, everybody wants to join the meeting. So I'm just very, very impressed by the turnout today. And I really, really appreciate your time. And there are some folks on this call also, I noticed that you weren't initially available during this time slot, but because you see the wonderful opportunities that MTA has to offer, you made the time. So I really, really appreciate that. And Tony, I hope I'm not speaking out of line by saying this, but I think that your favorite part of your job is working with our young people. And I think I'm not out of line in saying that, so I really appreciate the partnership, and we've been able to produce so much talent over the years. The Department of Education, CTE office, and New York City Transit, we have such a close, solid, collaborative relationship, and we have to keep these partnerships going. And I just want to thank all of the young people here today. Thank you for being very open-minded about opportunities that are in front of you outside of high school. And as somebody who's been working with Tony now for the past 8 years, I must say that I've been able to see so many young people grow up into competent professionals in the industry. So Tony, thank you and your team for everything that you do. And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Antonia Brown. Take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gav. I appreciate it. It's been a joy of my life, really working with you. I remember when we started working together with Scholars at Work, and then you went over to the DOE. So it's just been a great experience. I also wanted to let you know that Zahra Khan is also here. So if you can find her, so when we get to that part of the presentation, that you can actually let her in. So welcome everyone. What I'm going to do is get myself ready to share my screen. I'm excited to be here with you. And, just like Gav said, he's 110% right when he says that one of my favorite parts of what I do is working with you guys. So today I have the unique opportunity to present to you information about our Transit Electrical Apprentice program, which we will be sourcing for this year. I'm just going to say right off the bat, you guys will be happy to know that we are going to be looking for 50 apprentices this year. We're looking to have 2 classes, one that will start probably in August and another one that will start in September. So we'll have one class of 25 and we'll have another class of 25. So that's really good news. All right, so let's jump right in. So just to give you guys a little bit of information about our apprentice program here at the MTA, the Transit Electrical Apprentice Program is a 36-month rotational program that's designed to help highly motivated career and technical education high school students a chance to demonstrate their abilities, acquire valuable work experience, and start building a career. When you come to us in our Transit Electrical Apprentice program, you'll have the opportunity to work in elevators and escalators, signals, HVAC, and also a few more of our other departments that we have. Just to give you a little bit about the history of the program, we officially relaunched this program in 2016. I remember very distinctly when Patrick Smith came to me and asked me to work on this project. I was really happy to do so. It was one that had been discontinued since 2007. So it was just the joy of my life to be able to resurrect this program. The first class that we had back in 2016, we had a class of 27 students from CTE high schools that had electrical programs. And the Department of Subways has had an apprentice program class every year since 2016, with the exception of 2020, when we canceled the class due to COVID. But since 2016, the Department of Subways has hired over 121 apprentices. And when the Department of Buses briefly launched their program back in 2018 and 2019, they onboarded 44 apprentices, but they had to discontinue their program due to budget constraints. But combined, the two departments has hired 165 DOE graduates into our apprentice program. And we are truly excited about that. And we're glad to be able to boast those numbers. Now, some of the benefits of the program is that it's a very competitive salary. And this is the 2021 annual salary, which is $49,228.33. That's not the 2022 salary, which I'm sure is more than that. Basically, you should know that that's a base rate, but when we have emergencies and when we have shortages, there is opportunities for overtime. And I have to tell you that apprentices generally make good money. You're going to hear from some of the apprentices today, and they'll be able to tell you a little bit about what's so great about the program. So there's on-the-job training. You get a free transportation pass, paid holidays, vacation, and sick days. You also can qualify for, oh, somebody needs to mute out. So you get qualification for certain promotional civil service exams, particularly Maintenance Supervisor 1. So after the 36 months, you have the opportunity to sit for a promotional exam, which you will be more than ready for, because with the in-classroom and on-the-job training, you will know everything that you need to be able to pass that test. And, you know, we have a comprehensive benefits package, which includes medical, dental, vision, insurance, flexible spending accounts. We have a pension plan, deferred compensation, and tuition reimbursement. So as you can see, it is a really nice and comprehensive package. But some of the other benefits of the apprentice program is that you really have the ability to earn while you learn. So you can work on the job and get on the job training, and you're literally learning. You're in the classroom, you're also in the field working, so you earn while you learn. So like I said, also you get hands-on experience and classroom learning, which is great. You get the opportunity to gain new skills. You also get the opportunity to personally grow and develop, because once you become an apprentice, you will have the ability to learn about leadership, learn great communication skills, learn how to work as a team, and you will just grow and develop by leaps and bounds. Many of the apprentices you will learn also went back to college, and they actually earned degrees while they were apprentices. So one of the things that people often ask me is, what do you do? What do you do in those 36 months? What goes on? Because they, you know, they're curious, like what happens the first couple of weeks? What happens over a 36-month period? Well, I asked the department to give me a training schedule, and they did. They gave me one for elevators and escalators. And this is what you can expect to happen over a 3-year period. You're going to take several courses. So as you can see, you'll have some induction courses that you'll take over several weeks. You'll have basic tools and material handling courses that you'll take. Introduction to elevators in the classroom. You'll get an introduction to elevators out in the fields. You'll also get an introduction to escalators. And then after you're in the classroom, you'll actually go to some on-the-job training for 6 weeks. Then you go back into the classroom for about a week, and you'll learn more fundamentals, right? Fundamentals of DC, fundamentals of AC. Then you'll go back for more on-the-job training. And then after that, you'll come back into the classroom. Then you'll get introduced to electrical schematics, elevator doors. Then you'll go back for more on-the-job training. Then you'll learn how to do print reading. Then you'll go back for on-the-job training. So you'll see that most of what you will be doing is on-the-job training. And what that means is you'll be going out with 2 maintenance supervisors, and you'll be going out to troubleshoot jobs. You'll be going out to do routine maintenance and things like that. So you really get the benefit of being able to work and learn hands-on, which is really good. So this goes on for a 36-month period. And after this 36-month period, you will be eligible to take a promotional exam where you will go on to become a maintenance supervisor. And I can tell you that since we launched the program, we've graduated several classes, and a lot of them are now superintendents, and they're doing really well, really, really well with their MTA careers. And I'm just really impressed with, with the young people that have come through this program. So really excited about that. So now what I would like to do before I go into the qualifications and whatnot, I really would like you to hear from our apprentices in their own words. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I'm going to pop out of my slides. I know that we have a Zahra Khan here. I know that we have Akash Sharma here. I'm not sure if Matthew made it, but I think he's here too, and William Ortiz. And we're going to ask you to go in this same order. And what I would like you to do is let them know what year you're in your apprentice program, what high school you went to. I also would like you to tell everyone what program you're in, whether it's elevator, escalator, car equipment, HVAC, and just to give a little bit about your experience, and then, where you see yourself in the next 5 years. So I'm going to pop out of this so that you can see the actual apprentices. And if you could, Gav, bring them up and maybe have them featured on the screen. So we could start with a Zahra Khan.
Good morning, everyone. Is everybody hearing me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
We hear you.
All right. So
Good morning.
my name is
You're a little bit.
Khan.
Yes,
I'm
a little bit.
I'm sorry. The location I am, there's no service. I'm
Okay.
literally inside a train station.
Okay, so
Can
if
you
you
guys
could,
hear me now?
yeah, stay right there.
Okay. All right. So my name is Zahra Khan. I'm in my first year of my apprenticeship. I graduated from Transit Tech High School in the year of 2020. And I'm in car equipment, which is subways, obviously. And in car equipment, after your 3 years of apprenticeship, you become a car inspector, which is a train mechanic. And it's a great opportunity for you to start your career and start your life, and you get to where you want to be in life very quickly. You start with a lot of benefits, a lot of opportunities, a lot of experiences where you can gain from, like, knowledge. You learn a lot, extremely a lot. It's a lot to take in, but they test you and you gotta learn it, and it's just amazing opportunity. And I was very, very, very blessed to get it, because it's extremely awesome. You guys can ask me questions, because I'm really horrible with, like, speeches and stuff.
It's okay. We're going to come back to questions, but I thank you for that, because Zahra is a new apprentice. So she just started last year, and she's getting her feet wet, so to speak. So
Basically, yeah.
So awesome. So now if we can go to Akash.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So, my name is Akash Sharma. Graduated Thomas Edison High School in 2018. My teacher, Anthony Cooper, is actually here today. I am currently out of the apprentice program. Been graduated about 5 months now, I believe. Yeah, it's about 5 months. In September, we graduated. So in elevators and escalator department. And when we started, I mean, we we honestly came in knowing nothing about this field. We just came in knowing our basic electrical knowledge from high school and our basic mechanical knowledge, whatever we came in with. But through the training that the MTA provided, the basic training that we started with, and the on the field training, me, myself, and Matthew Ramrock, who you guys will see shortly, we've just we started doing our own repair jobs, and that's as apprentices. We were just trusted to do our own repair jobs by ourselves. We were troubleshooting by ourselves, and it came to a point that right now we're comfortable with just I think just over 3 years on the job. We're comfortable to tackle any job that comes our way right now. So this job has been an amazing opportunity, and it's taught us so much.
Awesome. Awesome. So where do you see yourself going after this?
After this, I just see myself going up in this department because I started here from such a young age. I want to be able to help the newcomers that come in, because we started at such a young age that we are starting to build with these new machines that are coming in. So I would like to help the maintainers that are coming in now and the apprentices that are coming in now, because we have the knowledge. How do I put it? Like we came in with the new machines that are here. We came in with them, so we're kind of growing with them. We're learning all their little quirks and stuff, because each machine is like a person. They all have their own little individual quirks. So I would just want to be able to help the newcomers in.
Yeah, and I'm sure that it's interesting combining, the old technology with some of the newer technology, but the fundamentals are probably just the same.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. So, all right, we're going to leave it open at the end for questions. So, you guys hang around. So now we're going to have William come up. I know he's here, right? Is he with you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay, Matthew. That's right. It's Matthew first, then William. Go ahead, Matthew.
Good morning, everybody. Matthew. I came from Queens Vocational. I saw Mr. Bermudez, and Mr. Cintron was also one of our teachers back then. As you heard from my colleague Sharma, that's my partner. We've been through it all. Since day one, the apprentice program has helped us learn so much. I would never thought that in my life, riding up and down an elevator, I will actually be working on one. I don't know if you guys ever seen anybody working on an elevator or escalator. I've always seen them shut down, and it always bothers me. And now look at me, I'm working on them. The program, like, I know everybody is gonna want it for the pay. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's amazing. I was able to do a lot of stuff, and I'm saving up for a house. I did the wrong thing about buying a car. I know a lot of people are gonna want to do that, but straight out of high school, you making a lot of good money, a lot of good overtime. You're working with a lot of good guys that are willing to teach you, and they're not gonna treat you like a little kid. They're gonna treat you like a grown adult. So, like, I hope everybody comes in with a mature mind, because it's not a joke. This is your opportunity for the future. Also, like, I know a lot of people have questions about the college. They actually I think they reimburse you for about, I think, $10,000 for college. I'm not so sure, but take it. Get a college degree, and you're working, making good money. And the only thing that might suck will be, like, the days off, or maybe you gotta work night shift, but it's worth the sacrifice, because in the future you're gonna be making a ton of money. Me and Sharma just graduated the apprentice program, and we started off at 21. Now we're making about $41 an hour, and it's been a great journey. So I hope you guys take it. You know, they're handing it to you. You know, just take it. Don't let up on it. I'm telling you right now. Even if they're, you know, somebody's telling you, you know, you want to go to college, you could do college in it. You know, we've learned a lot about troubleshooting. They're gonna rotate you guys into different zones. We have 4 zones and like a half now. We have zone 1, you know, which is the majority of Manhattan, Midtown. We have Dykeman, which is all of Bronx, you know, up there. We have all of Brooklyn, which is zone 3. And we have zone 4, which is Queens. And they're going to rotate you because every zone has a different type of machine and a different type of controller. They're introducing newer machines like JRTs and Schindler machines. Also, we have, which is kind of, I want to talk to Ms. Brown about this, getting apprentices to work with specialists. Me and Sharma were able to work with specialists, and he's the one who taught us a lot. You know, that's the guy who fixes everything. He shows us how to troubleshoot. He showed us how to wire a controller from scratch. Take it all apart and wire it from scratch. You know, so I hope you guys are able to, if you guys get into E&E, I hope you guys get to work with him, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, a lot of good guys are retiring. So, you know, we're the future. We're the future of the MTA. You know, we're young and there's a lot of older guys just retiring. And I mean, I could talk and talk, but, you know, I'm just like Ortiz talk from his point, but I'm here for questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matthew. And now we'll have William Ortiz. We remember him as a baby, and now he's all grown up.
She's saying that because I got the beard now. This is nothing, but I'm working on it. Yeah, so I am William Ortiz III. I graduated in 2018 from Transit Tech CTE High School. Some of my mentors are here, like Mr. Martinez, Mr. Cooper. He used to be in Transit, and now he's in Edison, I believe. Yeah, so I'm an apprentice. I was an apprentice for 3 years. Now I'm a provisional car inspector, waiting to take my exam. It's been the best 3 years I ever had in the apprentice program. I can tell you that straight up. And Zahra, I know she's an apprentice in the Department of Car Equipment, and I hope you definitely, you know, just you take in all the experience, and I know you will, and you're gonna really enjoy it, working with different people from different walks of life. And you know, Akash and Matthew, they everyone on the panel hit it on a nail. You're gonna have a really great experience when you're in this program. And I really enjoyed it working with different people. You know, to the point where like I almost want to, you know, speak. There's people from different backgrounds, so it's like I almost want to, you know, just speak different languages and get to know people more. You know, it's a lot of people from different walks of life. People who are here in the MTA. Before they were here, they were working at airports. They were electricians and other jobs, or carpenters, and now they're here with, you know, different skill sets, and they're teaching us how to apply whatever they learn, things that we don't know, to the job that we do. So it's been a really great experience. The pay is great, definitely great. You know, especially also when we get overtime. We get benefits, paid vacation, as she presented on the in the presentation. It's a really great experience. Our trade is electrical, but you know, when we came in, most of the stuff we've been doing is mechanical, which is fine, because we got to expand on our mechanical in a mechanical sense in the back in our field and doing mechanical work. But so far, this has been a great journey. And for the 50 apprentices that are coming in August and September, you're definitely going to enjoy the program because you're going to learn a lot. You're going to make a lot of money. Also, I would like to advise you guys to make sure you manage your money wisely. It's very important that you have some good money management skills. You know, definitely manage your money, get credit. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. It's been a great experience, and I really appreciate everybody that I've been working with in this program. You know, because we went from barn to barn. I went from different barns. I've been throughout the whole, almost all throughout the whole system. You know, working with different people and learning new things. So yeah, and it's like Akash said, you know, when you work with people and they see that you're able to do the job on your own and they can trust you, you know, that's when you realize you're mature enough to know, okay, I can, you know, I'm able to do the job. They see that I can do the job, and you know, they can trust me. So, and yeah, it's like Matthew said, just make sure when you guys come in, you come in with a mature mindset. You know, that way people will trust you when they work with you. So not only will you get to just watch people do the work, but they'll also allow you to do the work with them. Sometimes even do the work by yourself, because they can see that you're taking in the information and you want to apply it. And they can see in your eyes that you're like hungry to do the work. You want to apply yourself. You want to show that you have that knowledge, that dedication to do your job. So that's what the workers will see, and that's what the supervisors, management will see, and you'll be very respected for that. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Again, we're open to questions. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, William. We appreciate that. Thank you, William, Zahra, Akash, and Matthew. We appreciate you. And we will open it up for questions, but I just want to pop back into my presentation so that I can let you guys know, you know, what you need to do to qualify, and also how you'll be able to apply and what the schedule is going to look like. So I'm going to jump back into my presentation, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so you guys heard from them in their own words, but I just wanted to also let you know, this is what others have had to say. You know, pretty much the same thing. They said it was a great experience. You get to meet a lot of people. You can go to college and go to work. A lot of the apprentices go to City Tech. I asked a question to them before: what would you tell your younger self on your first day based upon what you know now? Many of the apprentices said to save your money and don't spend too much. I remember one apprentice said he bought a whole bunch of sneakers with his first check because he'd never seen that much money before at one time. And then, you know, but he learned from that. One apprentice said, don't lend money to family and friends. That's funny. But, and one apprentice said, don't tell people how much money you make. And that's interesting too. The other thing they had to say was leave the high school stuff in high school. I have to tell you guys that one of the reasons why the apprentice program is for 36 months, because one of the things the Department of Subways recognizes is that you guys can really pretty much do the job, you know, from day one, based upon the things that you learn in shop and at the CTE schools. But the reason why the program is 36 months is to allow you the opportunity to mature and grow and you know, grow into the position and, you know, just get that level of maturity. Because sometimes when you're first starting out, you're not really ready to leave the high school stuff in high school. But, you know, that's a piece of advice that one of them said. What did they dislike about the job? They said they didn't like getting up early. They didn't like changing tours. Sometimes there was a long commute. Sometimes there were multi-generational challenges. And sometimes they didn't like working OT during emergencies, but I know they like the pay when they get that. So what did they like the most about the job? The money and the pay. The work is different every day because of troubleshooting. You'll have different problems that you'll have to solve. And so that makes it interesting. And also they like the long-term benefits of working at the MTA. So what has been your biggest regret? Now, you guys take heed to this. Not speaking up early. You know, like sometimes when you first start out, you feel like scared to, kind of, voice your opinion. But, they would have preferred if they would have spoke up early. Some regretted not starting college as soon as possible, because a lot of people, by the time they finished the apprentice program, they also were graduating from college. Not starting to save in their 401k in the beginning. You want to do that right away. And one of the things that I don't know that we've done it every year, but we used to do a financial management class, but I'm going to see and talk to our organizational development group to see if we can incorporate that as a permanent part of the apprentice program. And I asked, some of the apprentices, where do they see themselves in the future? Some of them said as elevator and escalator inspectors, maintainers, or mechanical engineers. So this is what some of our previous apprentices had to say. But when it comes down to qualifying for the 2022 Transit Electrical Apprentice Program, you must be a 2022 graduate from an approved CTE high school with a specialty in electrical, electromechanical, or electronics technology. You must have a high school record showing mastery of your chosen specialty with a good academic record, a 75 average or better, and attendance. And this is important. You can't have no more than 5 excused absences on record. So if you have a lot of absences, make sure that they're excused before you graduate. So you must be a citizen, have a valid or have a valid permanent resident card or a valid employment authorization. I also should have included in here that you must be fully vaccinated as well. So the selection process usually works like this. You have to submit all of this information by the deadline. I'm going to go over that as in another slide. But you have to submit your most recent transcript, and it must show that you have a 75% average or better. You have to have either your shop teacher or your principal submit a recommendation, and it must be on school letterhead. And I'll give you a word of advice. Please do not accept a form letter, meaning that your shop teacher gave everybody the same letter and just changed the name. Do not accept that. Make sure that your shop teacher or principal wrote a letter that is specific to you, because the department has a rubric and they will take off points if everybody submits a letter saying the exact same thing. So please make sure that your letter is unique to you. You also have to have your official attendance record, and I think it's called RISA in the DOE, and it has to show that you have no less than 5 or no more than 5 unexcused absences from school. Okay, and then what usually happens is after, we do the evaluation of all of this information, a select few people are invited to come back to either a virtual or in-person session. You'll have to bring your documents, to make sure that you can pass through employment screening. And then after that, final candidates will be selected. You'll be notified via email, and then you'll have to come back in for employment processing and drug screening, and then you'll go right into your program. But I wanted to go specifically into this because I want you guys to submit your information in the right format. When you submit your transcript, we like to see your transcript summarized so that all of your CTE classes are shown in one place, like this on the left-hand side. And the reason why we like to see it this way is because it's easy for us to determine what your average is in your CTE classes. So let me be clear, your overall average could be lower than 75, but we want to make sure that your CTE average is at least 75 or better. And the higher it is, the better for you. We don't like to get your transcript in this format. And the reason why we don't is because what we generally have to do when we get it in your transcript by term is we have to go through and find all of your CTE classes, and we have to calculate the average ourselves. So when you submit your transcript like this, we can easily, run through and see what your average is. But when you submit it by term, then we have to go and calculate. We accept both, but the preference is for you to submit it the way it is on the left-hand side. Okay. Now, when it comes down to your attendance, we want the official attendance record, and I guess it's called RISA, right? Because I see this right here, and it should be dated for the year of 2021 to 2022. Okay. And it should look like this and have all of the months from the first half of the year, September to January, and then everything for the second half. Okay. And then we look at this column really quickly for absences. And this is what we like to see, like none. And then for the second term, 1. And then for the year, 1. And this is what we look at. So please try to submit it like this and submit the official record. Don't log into PeoplePath or whatever, you may have at your school and just take screenshots. We want to see the official record, because this is easy for us to verify. Anything else makes it really difficult for us to verify. So if you can send and submit this document in this form for your attendance record, it makes it a lot easier for us. Okay. And then the next thing, your letter of recommendation. We want it to be on school letterhead, just the way it's written here. And we want it to be really specific to you, right? To you. We don't want to see the same letter for 15, 20 people. I know it's more work, but the department, has really penalized people in the past. And, for submitting a recommendation letter, that was just a form letter. So if you notice that your shop teacher is, had a basic letter, didn't mention your name specifically throughout, didn't speak to your character, your work ethic, then, go to your principal or go to someone else and let them write your letter of recommendation for you, because this letter of recommendation gets high points. And if it really speaks to your character, work ethic, how you show up, then it's going to really take you a long way. So make sure that it's on your school letterhead. Make sure that it looks like this. Very neat, very clean, because the department pays close attention to that. All right. And so this is what the schedule is pretty much going to look like. We're going to have a class of about 50. We're going to break it up. The department said they would like to break it up into 2 classes. 2 classes of 25 with a staggered start date. So the application is going to go live at the end of this month, March 1st. And the application will be available via a link. You can send an email to highschoolprograms@nyct.com, and we'll be able to send you the link when it goes live. Once the link goes live, you'll be able to upload your documents to, via that link. And you don't have to worry about having your work-based learning coordinator or anybody submit anything on your behalf. You can collect all of the information that you need and, put all the documents in a PDF form, make sure that it's, really clear that we can see it. Preferably you're not, necessarily taking pictures and then submitting it. You know, if you have a PDF, you know, software, or if your school has it, if they can email you the documents in PDF form, and all you have to do is then submit it in, you know, through the link. You can submit it all at the same time, preferably, and then, you know, press submit, and that's it. We're going to ask for the applications and everything to be back by April 8th. And then we're going to definitely have our in-person meetings sometime in May. And we're looking to notify everybody around graduation time. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, when you come in with, you know, to really, you know, go through the employment center processing in July, you're going to have your diploma, and make sure that your high school puts the CTE seal on the diploma, because that lets us know that you've earned that, right? So some people graduate from CTE high schools, but they don't get that CTE seal on their diploma. Make sure that when you graduate and you get your diploma, that you have that seal on your diploma. And, you know, you'll be able to bring that in when you come through the employment center and go through your, you know, drug and alcohol screening in July. And then tentatively, we're looking to have a class start at the end of August and another class start in the middle of September, to stagger it a little bit due to limited staff. So I think that really and truly that's, oh, this is the one thing I don't want to say, don't forget. You guys, you know, it's like almost 200 of you on this presentation right now. And we only have 50 slots. So not everyone will get accepted. But I want you guys to know, because you have graduated from CTE high schools and programs that, you know, have electrical programs, you will qualify for our transit electrical helper exam, which the notification of exam, the notice of exam is coming up really soon. So I would advise you to definitely check mta.info/careers so that you can see the date that it comes up. But I know my counterpart, Debbie O'Connor, does a really good job with working with GAF and working with the schools to get the word out that the NOE is open and that you can apply to take the exam. So definitely do that as well. Do both. Apply to the apprentice program and apply to take the transit electrical helper exam. And, you know, definitely do both, because if you don't get accepted into the apprentice program, you definitely can come on board as a transit electrical helper. And, you know, the paths are really, it's a different experience, but the paths lead to the same place, really, which is maintenance supervisor. So definitely you want to do that. There's not that much difference in the pay. So if you don't get accepted into the apprentice program, you do have that opportunity available as a transit electrical helper. So, I mean, that's all I have for me. I'm going to open it up for questions because I think we have like about 10 minutes left. So make sure, you know, email highschoolprograms@nyct.com. If you need more information, that's a shared email box, and we will answer your questions from there. But I will be sending out the link when it's available. I'll send it to Gav, who'll send it out to everyone. I'll also send it to the work-based learning coordinators and principals at the CTE high schools. And you guys will have this information and you'll be able to apply. So good luck to everybody. I'm going to stop screen sharing right now and see if there are any questions.
Okay, so let me just recognize as we have a couple of questions. All right, Miles, you can unmute.
Yeah, so I graduated like last year from high school. So I just wanted to know if the attendance from high school still matters, or does it matter the co-op tech right now?
Okay, so if you graduated from high school last year, then last year was the year for you to apply to the apprentice program. This is going to be for 2022 graduates only. So the best option for you is to definitely take the transit electrical helper exam this year.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Miles. Okay, Michael Benor. Michael, are you still muted?
Oh, yeah, that was my bad. Hello. I graduated in 2020, and I go to co-op tech now. So in high school, we didn't have any certifications for technical.
Okay, so are you graduating from co-op tech this year?
I will be graduating next year.
Okay, so then when you graduate next year, you'll qualify for the program. But yeah, so I would say in 2023, that would be your opportunity. But it's good to know the information now so that you can make sure that you have everything in order for 2023. Okay? Thank you for that question. It's a good one.
Thank you. John Santana.
Hello, I just wanted to ask a question. So I graduated high school like 5 years ago, but it wasn't on the best terms. But I've been going to co-op tech for a year and a half, and I graduated in June. I was wondering, because I don't have the best math grades for high school, but I've gotten way better now. So like, how can I apply?
So we've taken students who graduated, we will be taking students who have graduated from co-op tech in 2022. Your record looks a little bit different from most people's records. So, just, make sure to send your co-op tech transcript and your hours so that we can see what you did in your classes at co-op tech, and your attendance records so we can see what you did with your attendance at co-op tech. So we do, and I recognize that your information will look a little bit differently, but we understand that. So we don't necessarily look at what you did in high school because it does not match. We look at what you did at co-op tech. And if you're graduating in 2022, because you graduating from co-op tech in electrical, you will have a lot of hours in electrical. So we look at those specific classes from co-op tech and not really at your high school because it will not match. So I recognize that it will look a little bit differently if you went to co-op tech, and we've accepted students in the past from co-op tech. So I understand exactly what you're talking about. So what I would do is don't submit your high school information, submit your co-op tech information. So we understand and we recognize that it looks a little bit different.
Okay, got it, miss. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Hassani. Hassani, you can unmute.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
To send in our information from co-op tech to be able to apply.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part. Say it again.
I was wondering what the email was that we have to send in our
Oh,
information
so
to apply.
let me put it in the chat because it's high school
Thank you.
programs at nyct.com. Okay.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you, Hassani. Rojas.
Yes, hi, good morning. It's not a question, but I just wanted to be clear on this. It's the same question that John Santana had. I graduated from high school in 2018, but I just recently graduated from co-op tech, like last week. So if I were to apply, I would have to hand in my my transcripts from co-op tech or from high school?
Co-op tech.
From co-op tech?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Your transcript and your attendance record from co-op tech.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because your transcript shows the classes that you've taken and the hours. Because with co-op tech, we do look at the hours of electrical that you've had, and we look at, and like I said before, we recognize that it looks a little bit different than what I presented in the presentation, and we take that into consideration. So we do, a different type of analysis on it, but definitely send the information from Co-op Tech.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Crystalline? Crystalline Budram?
No, she's pixelated. I can't hear her.
Okay. Crystalline, can you type your question into the chat and we'll get to it? We're having audio difficulties hearing you. All right. Manuel?
Good morning. I was asking, I want to ask if we can become journeymen in NTH.
I'm sorry, say that again.
If we can become journeyman person, journeyman, can we get a license as an electrician or elevator mechanic in the MTA?
Oh, journeyman. If you can become journeyman in MTA, I think that you get journeyman experience mostly from the unions like Local 3 or, right, Gav? Because yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's, I believe that's a title that you come across more so if you're going the Local 3 IBW route and some other types of organizations.
All right.
Actually, for the elevator and escalator department, because there's a new law in place. In order for you to work on elevators and escalators, you have to have, I think it's 4 years experience. So you have to be licensed in order to work on the elevators and escalators, to be a mechanic. So after 4 years in the department, you actually do qualify to get your elevator and escalator mechanics license for the state of New York.
Thank you for that.
Tony, do you know what kind of questions are on the exam that the students have to take?
You could ask the students.
All right, so any of the panelists that took the exam, what are some examples of questions that you had to answer?
Are we talking about the transcript helper test?
Yes.
Since nobody's answering, since the last time we took it, I forgot, Akash, can you remember? I remember it being like easy questions, like if track 1 is here and track 3 is here and the train has to go this way, which track should it use, Yeah,
it was basically
track
mechanical.
1 goes up, track 4 goes down, and 3 and 4 in the middle. Which way, like just basic questions like that, just common sense.
Basic mechanical questions. There was some Ohm's law on there, I believe.
With Ohm's law, and you're allowed to use a calculator, a simple calculator. It's basic math.
Yeah.
So it's not like something really hard. They basically set you up to pass. If you fail, you have to be
really negligent.
Yeah, really, like you don't care,
Mm-hmm.
I believe if you just circle random answers, you'll probably pass. It's really easy.
Don't say that. That's not true.
I don't know if I agree with that.
That's not true. That's not true. But I would say common sense, because we even had Melissa from Transit Tech came by yesterday, and she just took the bus operator exam, and she said it was basic common sense. So a lot of times, you may think that you need to know a lot of technical things, but it's not as hard as you think. But, I heard that Ohm's law is definitely something that you need to know. But let me answer some of these questions or pose some of these questions to you guys, Matthew, Akash, Zahra, and William. Kimberly Rodriguez from BDCA wants to know, what are some of the do's and don'ts when you start the apprentice program?
Don't be late.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. Don't smoke. Don't drink. Don't screw up this job. Don't risk it.
I definitely would say don't be in my predicament where you wait 3 years to get your damn driver's license.
Yeah, exactly. Get your driver's license.
Make sure you get
So
that.
Right away.
definitely
Get your driver's license right away. And car equipment, you
get-
got to get it right away.
get that right. I waited. I was being I'm not gonna lie, I was being lazy about it. And it was approaching the time where we had to submit our applications. So I only had a week left until, we got hired to provisional, and I didn't have my driver's license. And luckily I passed the test before the week that we had to submit our application. So definitely get your driver's license like right away. I know like my school, Transit Tech, Zara probably, I don't know if you took it, but I don't know if some of your schools offer like a free
Yeah, I took it. It's
She took-
free
okay,
driving
so-
classes and lessons.
Yeah.
You just have to get your permit. And then well, in transit they did like 10 classes, road tests, everything, and you get it right away. Usually after 6 months, if you're under 18, you can get it right away, your license. If you're over 18, you can get it like as soon as you pass your permit, you can get a road test the next day. And always keep a clean license and make smart decisions. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna in MTA, one thing that I had to learn the hardest is they treat you like an adult. You have to own up to your actions, no excuses. They care, but they don't care. If you know what I mean. They care, but they don't care. Like you cannot make excuses, you can't be late. You're adult now. So you gotta face the world.
Yeah. Definitely. And they pretty much hit it on the nail. So just leave high school stuff in high school, come in with a mature mindset. What else can I say? Some of the jobs that we do, and Akash and Matthew, they already know from experience that it is some of the jobs we do is physical labor. So it's just a suggestion, of course. Just go to the gym, be healthier, gain some muscles. You just get a little strong. You don't have to be buff. You don't have to.
As a girl turning wrenches, you have to have strength. You don't want to be embarrassed that you can't turn the wrenches.
So that's one suggestion I can make. What else? What else is not good to do?
Don't fall into the transit trap of eating. You get fat, trust me.
And gain weight. Eat
Gain
and gain weight. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I say there's an exception. You could probably do it for like the first 2 to 3 months, but then after that, you want to get into the habit of like controlling because you're gonna go to places where they have good food. It's just gonna happen, and so, but after that, you should get into the habit of eating healthier, and then from time to time splurge a little bit, but just control your spending on certain things. Do not act immaturely in front of others, which goes along with making sure you come in with a mature mindset. Just give it your all, guys. I don't know what else to. There's probably more things we could do and we can't do. I can't think of it right now. I'm not.
All right, thank you, everybody. We want to move on to take some more questions, but we really appreciate the input. Manuel, did you have another question? I see your hand still up.
No, sir. My question was asked, but one more thing is that to become licensed in New York, we need at least like 5 years of experience in electrical. Can to get a license? The experience that we're going to have in the NTA, we can use that to get the license, right?
Yes, license? I would say yes. I mean, William and those guys just said that after you need 4 years for elevator and escalator. So, and they were able to utilize their experience to work on that, to get licensed. But Go ahead.
All right, thank you. And for everybody in attendance, I wanted to clarify something. Up until 2020, the Department of Education, we were providing funding and assistance to help our high schools provide driver education. However, we've had some difficulties revamping that. Due to the COVID pandemic, a lot of the driving schools that we've worked with, they've been greatly affected due to the lockdowns and other things relating to that. So it hasn't been as easier as before to provide driver education in-house. So if it is possible, I do recommend that you try to get the driving lessons outside of the high school. We are still working with your high schools to be able to provide that, but at this time, it's not happening. So don't just wait on your school to provide it. If possible, please go to the DMV website, sign up to take your permit test. It's something that you can do online. Even if you have no intentions to buy a vehicle for the next 10, 15 years, you need the driver license. And not just for MTA, but for many, many different employers, especially if you have any interest in the skilled trades. That's the #1 credential, hands down, every single year that our employer partners are requesting from entry-level talent. So make sure you work on getting your learner's permit and your driver license. Fernando, I know you've been waiting patiently. Go for it.
No, it's fine. Thank you. It's nice meeting you guys. Thank you for the presentation. But my question was, I saw that the application is due on April 8th, and applications go live on March 1st. How would I submit my application and everything that has to be submitted?
So basically, you're going to get a link. And on that link, the link is basically a Google form, and the Google form has some basic information, and it'll also have some spots for attachments, and you'll be able to attach everything that you need, your transcript, your attendance record, your letter of recommendation. You'll be able to attach all of that to that link. So the link will go live on March 1st. And you can email highschoolprograms@nyct.com to get that link.
Okay, thank you. And just thank you for the presentation. Looking forward to speaking with you guys in the future.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, Fernando. Tony, some of the students want to know, is it possible for them to attend college while also doing the apprenticeship? And if so, is there any sort of tuition reimbursement package that MTA offers?
Yeah, the union offers tuition reimbursement. I think, I'm not 100% sure, that it's about $4,000 up to $4,000 a year annually. I'm not 100% sure about that number. Maybe William can, or Akash or Matthew can, verify and confirm, but that it's a union benefit. It's not necessarily a transit benefit as a represented employee. So what usually happens is, once you know what your schedule is, most apprentices will register for classes around their schedule. And oftentimes what will happen with the Department of Subways is you can let them know that you're in school, and they will do their best to work with you, but their priority is not going to be for, to work around your class schedule. Their priority is going to be to work around their work schedule. So you will have to work with them, and they will work with you. And so a lot of students have been able to get their 4-year degree while they were apprentices by doing it that way.
Thank you, Tony. Samson Pena, welcome. Go for it.
Good morning, Samson Pena, school counselor at the High School for Energy and Technology. There was a question that was asked in the chat, and I also have that question. And it was asking about the transition, right, from high school into the apprenticeship. What was that experience? And this question is more specifically to the apprentice, so they can explain how was their transition from high school into the program, as well as, do you have to start this apprentice in the summer, right? Because then that would mean you have to plan ahead for that.
Okay.
Go ahead, William.
Okay. So the transition from high school into the apprenticeship program, it just goes back to what we were saying. You pretty much have to do a lot of things on your own. So, I don't know how everybody else's high school experience was, but I'm pretty much By the time I was 18 and still in high school, I did pretty much everything on my own. So by the time we were transitioning into the apprenticeship program, you know, I was going pretty much everywhere, traveling to different locations on my own by train. So they have to get familiar with, like, I guess the students have to get familiar with just, you know, doing things on their own. You have to be more of an adult. So, you know, you're not gonna get a lot of help. I'm not sure if some of your parents will be willing to, I guess, help with certain things, I guess travel, whatever the case may be. I can say once you there's certain things you need help with. So for example, if there's an application for when you guys have to take the helper test, you might not have any money on your own. You guys want to take the helper test, so you'll get that from your parents or whatever the case may be. And then once you start, you know, working as an apprentice, some of you are going to still be living with your parents, and however you guys figure out how you guys want to, you know, split the bills in the house or whatever the case may be. But I don't know if this is answering your question, but it's for me, it was a smooth transition. I pretty much got the hang of, you know, filling out applications on my own, traveling to different locations on my own. Once we started getting paid, I started saving up. Eventually, I was able to move out, and I got my own apartment. So yeah, it's a quick transition from, I'd say, our teenage years to adulthood. It's like you're going into adulthood really quick because you have a job. You're gonna get a 401k. You're gonna get a 457. You know, and you're getting insurance, and your parents are gonna be aware, so they're gonna expect you to, you know, do a lot of things on your own if you haven't been doing certain things on your own. I don't know if that answered your question in specific, but if you guys have any specific questions on, you know, what I'm saying, please ask them, because I want to make sure that my answers are pretty much answering the questions that you guys have.
Yeah, I actually agree wholeheartedly with William, because when you're in high school, there's a lot of hand-holding, a lot of extension of deadlines. Your teacher, your work-based learning coordinator, they're going to keep on top of you, sometimes even begging you to get your work done. As you're transitioning into opportunities after high school, that's not the case as much anymore. To get into these opportunities with MTA, it's extremely competitive. So if you don't take it seriously, somebody else who has more accountability and a higher drive, they're going to take your spot. So I would say that there's less hand-holding, less spoon-feeding, and there's more individual initiative and more individual self-responsibility that you have to demonstrate compared to being a high school student.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, do enrolled apprentices have free train rides?
Yes.
We do.
Yes, yes, we do. And I don't know, William, you can tell you, or Matthew, or Akash, you can let us know. I know now recently we were able to, you can get your base home, you know, your base organization, like most of us work at Transit, but now we could get Transit plus one. So you can pick, you know, another one as well. And I think you guys can do that as well, right, William?
Yeah, that's correct. So on my D, I have Metro North. So they have Long Island or Metro North. So
you can take
you only get to
LRRR
choose one of them. Yeah. And we do get to ride the train for free. So that's a big plus. Yeah. It's your pass. They give you the Metro card as your pass, and it's a, you know, a regular Metro card, but it's, at the back of it, it's a pass, like I just showed you guys. The back is a pass, in the front, the Metro card.
Okay, thank you all. Now, Tony, we know that in New York City, marijuana has been legalized. Is it okay if I'm somebody who smokes? Can I still get into the apprenticeship program, or is that going to be something that counts against me?
At the present moment, it will be something that counts against you. You know, that is a debate that's happening amongst management right now with regards to what they're going to do with that legislation, because at the end of the day, we are, you know, We follow federal guidelines, FTA guidelines, and you have to be fit for duty. You have to be in the right state of mind in order to be able to drive a bus or, operate a train, or even work as, to maintain these assets. Because imagine if you're not in your right state of mind, that you mess up something and, a wheel fall off of a car or something like that, something crazy. So at this present moment, you will be penalized if you, come up positive. We still do drug and alcohol testing because it is FTA regulated and mandated that you be fit for duty and in your right state of mind when you're either working on assets or you're, driving the ride in public.
And I want to reiterate what Ms. Brown just said, because oftentimes how we think is that because XYZ is legal, therefore my employer is okay with it. All right, there's what's legal and then there's what's necessary in order for you to be competent at your job. What's especially unique about MTA opportunities and other opportunities within construction and the hazardous industries is that you are placed with the responsibility where if you are not thinking correctly, you're inebriated, you're drunk, you're high, you place yourself at risk as well as others around you, whether it's the tools you're working with, the equipment you're working with. So even though legislation says it's okay to drink, it's okay to smoke, when it comes to your actual job, there are higher standards where safety is of the utmost importance. Many of you are enrolled in classes in your CTE programs where your teacher teaches you OSHA construction. You're getting your OSHA 30, you're doing your site safety training. These things are in place to get you to understand how monumentally important it is for you to have a clear mind when you're on the job site. So I've seen many young people, they've had opportunities taken away from them because they failed the drug tests. All right, more important than any of these other certifications you're doing in your school. I know many of you are doing maybe Certiport or Position or NOCTI or NICER. Even more important than passing those tests is passing a drug test. All right. Tony, is there a maximum age to be enrolled in the apprenticeship program? We know the minimum age, but is there a maximum age?
No, there's no maximum age, and I mean, and most people, I think the youngest we've had was 17.
16.
And I think 15. Oh,
16.
16. Okay, yeah. Okay. The youngest we've had was 16. And I think the oldest was maybe around 21, 22. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. I have one quick question.
Yes, go for it, Hassani.
I appreciate it. You guys said that there's also a test you have to take in order to be accepted into the apprenticeship program, or is there no test?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
You guys said there's also a test you have to take in order to be accepted into the apprenticeship program?
No.
Okay.
No
You just apply.
tests. No tests. You just apply, right? No test for the apprentice program. Definitely a test for the transit electrical helper title.
Okay, and Tony, just very quickly, what is the starting wage that an apprentice is expected to make?
So for 2021, I don't have the information for 2022 as of yet. For 2021, it was 49,200 and something. I had it on the slides. So they'll get, all of that stuff. All of that information will be available on the replay. Additionally, I'll send over the slide deck to Gav, and he can send the slide deck out along with the replay, and you guys will have all of the information.
Excellent. All right, so Tony and our graduates from our CTE programs, I just really want to thank you for your time today. Thank you for taking all of our questions. I'm going to be sharing out the presentation to everyone. This session is recorded. Feel free to replay it to any of your students that were not able to make today's session. And if you have any other additional questions, feel free to send them my way. Work-based learning coordinators, CTE teachers, you all have my email address, so reach out to me at any time. Again, Tony, thank you. Thank you to our participating panelists as well. And this has been a wonderful turnout, Tony. This is the largest virtual meeting event we've had since in-person learning. I mean, no other meeting comes close. So it just speaks to the testament of the valuable collaboration and opportunities that come from from Metropolitan Transit Authority, New York City Transit. So thank you, Tony. Thank you, everyone. And I'm going to be ending the recording. And again, feel free to reach out to me at any time for any additional questions or concerns that you have. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Take care.